to all the esteemed artists, faculty members, the dean, head, and scholars, students, and music enthusiasts who have gathered here. It's both an honor and a privilege to welcome you all to the Golden Jubilee Distinguished Lecture Series presented by the Department of Music, School of Arts and Communication, University of Hyderabad, supported by the Institution of Eminence. I welcome the IoE Director and the expert of the day, Professor Pandit Sanjoy Bandopadhyay. As we celebrate 5 decades of nurturing excellence in the university, the Department of Music embarks on a harmonious journey, celebrating a milestone of 5 years of melodic and rhythmic traditions. On this occasion, I invite you all to join us in orchestrating a symphony of knowledge, innovation, and tradition. This evening, we commence our lecture series on a resonant note, exploring the intersections of heritage and creativity with our distinguished speaker. To formally inaugurate the event, I now invite Professor Usha Raman ma'am, Head Department of Communication and Head in charge of our department, to strike the inaugural chord and set the tone for this evening session. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Pavni, and thank you all for being here. I'd just like to add a note of welcome because I think Pavni has said it all in terms of why we're doing this and what it is based on. So the university is 50 years old, the Department of Music is 5 years old, and I think it's somewhat symbolic of the growth of the university and its ability to expand into new knowledge domains that we have a Department of Music. It was something that was long dreamt of, but only came into being 5 years ago. And in these 5 years, I think the small but very determined faculty has already had quite a big impact on the culture of the campus. They've curated concerts, they've brought a new kind of melody into the life of the campus. So it's great that you're now a part of this ongoing celebration of the Golden Jubilee. I'd also like to particularly welcome Professor Sanjoy Bandopadhyay, who has, as you will hear in a more formal introduction, held various distinguished positions at universities in India and abroad. He is a performer, a sitarist, who has I think over the years been attempting to continue to bring in a continued note of relevance that blends ideas from the past into sensibilities of the present. And I think that is a challenge that all those who teach cultural forms and teach art have today. How do you keep the threads of the past and yet remain open to change in the present and to continue into the future? Also, a very warm welcome to Professor Ghanshyam, who's been the guiding light for the IoE series. Thank you so much for your support. And I will now give the mic to Pragya, who will do a more formal and full introduction of our guests. So thank you all, and I hope you enjoyed the evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I also welcome all of you on the behalf of Music Department. It's an honor to introduce Pandit Sanjoy Bandopadhyay. It will take hours if I go in detail, so there is a brief introduction about his contribution. Pandit Sanjoy Bandopadhyay is a globally celebrated sitar maestro, revered for his multifaceted artistry, deep academic insight, and excellence as a guru. His performances have graced major festivals across India and 4 continents, and he has held prestigious academic positions in top-notch universities worldwide. Notable assignments include the George A. Miller Visiting Professorship at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, artist in residence at the University of Chicago, and distinguished India-focused visitor at the University of Alberta. He also participated in the UNESCO conference plenary session. He served as the Ustad Alauddin Khan Chair Professor of Instrumental Music at the Rabindra Bharati University, Kolkata. Pandit Bandopadhyay's sitar artistry represents a unique synthesis of the senior Shahjahanpur, Imdad Khani and Rampur senior Haranas, reflecting his intensive training under legendary maestros like Pandit Radhika Mohan Maitra and Pandit Bimrendu Mukherjee, in addition to his father, Sri Piyush Prasanna Bandopadhyay. He also received guidance from other luminaries, including Pandit Manas Chakrabarti and Dr. Amar Gautam. Through his visionary pedagogy, Pandit Bandopadhyay has nurtured a legacy of internationally acclaimed musicians, contributing significantly to the global appreciation and perpetuation of Hindustani classical music.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's just too good to be here. Simply good. This is a site, this is a place where top brains of the country have assembled and doing the brain churning and lifting the country upward, thinking good academia, good art, good inventions, good discoveries. When talking about music, how to listen? Because there are musicians who perform music, right? So through them, we get exposed and start appreciating or discussing whatever, we develop the feeling. So here is a glimpse of music, of Hindustani Raga music that I wish you listen. And there will be some photographs of some old musicians, those born in the first part of the 20th century or late 19th century, and another group of musicians, those born around the mid 20th century. So how was that? How many of you didn't like it? I just wanted to know. Or maybe did you like it at all?
Yes.
So can you raise your hands, please? Good, fantastic, fantastic, very good. So what I'm thinking, unless there is no exchange values that I was talking with the director of IoE, then the communication is the explained communication will tell you that there's nothing is happening, So I wish I shall not be going on the whole lecture at one go. I shall stop somewhere and ask questions from you. And I shall be very glad if you just write down the questions. You are researchers and students, you must be having some piece of paper or pen. Write down the question. I would love to have the questions. And shall try to respond to them to my understanding, because again, I'm a biased person. I don't have any hesitation to tell you that I'm a biased person. Because whatever I'm telling you I'm telling you because of the type of assimilation of information I had through my exposures to music or whatever my experience, my training, my way of thinking. So I'm definitely biased. So it's really good that to get your intakes, Also, I know that where, I am questionable. That is fantastic. Thank you very much. Let us come to the presentation objective. This is a question of the ecosystem, Raga music ecosystem. Raga music ecosystem is consisting of the gurus, the mentors, who comes and gives the tradition, train the next generation with the tradition. And then the musicians, if you think of a banyan tree, you can see the trunk as the musicians, the roots as the gurus, the mentors, the traditional knowledge, and the saplings are the outputs, the disciples. Okay? So the problem is that we are having the same problem as this lecture is facing. Absolutely same problem. This is a wonderful metaphor that people tried hard in their own ways, but they expected more to come. That didn't happen. The same thing for us. We think that we are very good. We're superb. We put in 30,000 hours of practicing, absolutely strong practicing, because they said that for being a genius, it got only 10,000 hours, devoted 10,000 hours, that's all. So there's a theory for that, for genius. So that's true for sportsmen and chess champions and all. But we put in much more effort. But we don't get that kind of placement, I would say. That kind of visibility. So this is the question. So how we can enhance the visibility? What can be the strategy? That is a question. That is the main problem now for Hindustani Raga, I believe so. Because there are huge number of highly competent musicians. It will come to that. But we need to create opportunities. I don't blame that we don't have opportunities. We have to create opportunities. We have to create the market. Taking the existing market is easy, but you have to create the market, right? So I shall try to focus on that. So in the ecosystem, we have two areas: internal ecosystem and outside support. If you consider the banyan tree, as I told you, the roots of the tradition and the gurus and mentors, the strong is are the musicians, saplings of the disciples, new musicians. But with that, a banyan tree can't live. A banyan tree must be having sunshine, right? Must be having oxygen, must be having the atmosphere, must be having the land to stand. So there comes audiences, patrons, technology and media to disseminate so that music is concerned. So this is the music ecosystem in short. Now, I must bring in three bases of the presentations, three pillars. You require at least 3 days to stand. At least 3. 4 is not required. 2 is very difficult to stand because you are making balance all the time. So, number 1 basis is that there are good number of highly competent musicians, and the ability of a musician to perform music is not proportional to that person's visibility or recognition. Do you accept it? Are you listening to me? You accept, right? So the quality, Elon Musk constantly talking about, you know Elon Musk, right? Everyone, I hope so. Elon Musk is constantly talking about meritocracy, which is not there in the world. Meritocracy means if you have the merit, you should get it. You should be utilized, but that doesn't happen. So there comes communication. Everywhere comes communication. So this is one thing you are agreeing, at least 2-3 people agree, I am happy. And the second is, what is good music? Number one, we perceive, we believe that music stars are good musicians. Is it yes or no? Are the music stars good musicians? I am asking you. Was Lata Mangeshkar was a good musician? The point is your perception. How you perceive it?
She was a good singer.
Was a good singer, but whether she was a good singer or not?
Yes.
Huh? So if you think Paul Robson, was Paul Robson was a good singer?
Good sir.
Paul Robson, I don't know if you haven't heard of Paul Robson. But popular, Madonna was a good singer, is a good singer. I'm asking.
Yes.
If Madonna is a good singer, then Lata Mangeshkar is not a good singer. If Lata Mangeshkar is a good singer, Madonna is not a good singer, because you take the qualities of Lata Mangeshkar, that doesn't match Madonna. And if you take the qualities, if those are the qualities of good singer, then that doesn't match Lata Mangeshkar. So it is all perception at this place and point of time, chronological placement. At the point of moment, that is the thing that whoever is star musician, the qualities that person is having are good qualities of music. That decides the musical quality. So whoever is the top, Justin Bieber, you know everyone knows Justin Bieber, right?
Yes.
So whatever Justin Bieber sings is good. Those are the good qualities of music. Because Justin Bieber became a star musician. Has become a star musician. So star musician decides the qualities. Okay? So this is the third basis. Do we agree or not? Do you agree?
Yes. Yes.
Good. Now I am giving you an example. This person, Ustad Fayaz Khan, was a top star of India at this point of time. Okay, maybe 20s, 30s, 40s, 1920s, 30s, 40s. Top star. He was the court musician of Raja Sahajirao Gaikwad of Vadodara. And what I heard that his fees, his salary, little salary, in those days, at 30s, 100,000 rupees a year, 1 lakh rupees a year. How many crores? No one knows. In 30s, 20s, 30s, 20s, 1 lakh is how much now? I don't know. Anybody knows? No, possibly no. We have to search the internet. Then we can research the internet. Anyways, so, Vadodara faced some kind of financial crunches. So the Maharaja's chief minister suggested that this Ustad is here, he's not much amazing on the scenes in the evening, you know. That too, not always, not every day of the week. So, and we are paying a big salary, right? 1 lakh rupees a year. So if you think proper, we can consider, you know, that sacking him, the filing him out, I mean, putting him out of the job. Then Sahajirao said, you see, minister, Fayaz Khan is Fayaz Khan only one, the son of India. Son is UN son, the glittering son of India. But I can get another minister, so please leave. So the minister was sad. This is a situation. So this is why I'm telling you that I shall be playing his song, his recording, which is apparently in those days from the phone. That evaluation will be excellent. And after that, I shall tell it to Rashid Khan and just see how you're liking it. But that was shame, right? 1 lakh rupee salary a year. Supposing it's a 10 crore salary a year or 12 crore salary a year. How is that? Not too low, right? Okay, so let me play it. You see, that's completely different, right? You possibly somewhat like the Rashid Khan. But how do you like Ustad Fayaz Khan sir? Was, you liked him, right? So you're very special, that happens, that happens. You're very special, good. So I appreciate you. And now I remember a story, I went to Jabalpur, Jabalpur in Madhya Pradesh. And Mukund Bhatia, the tabla player, was with me. And Mukund Bhatia was a crazy guy. He said, Sanjay bhai, chalo, ye cassette. In those days, the cassettes were there. There was no, this kind of internet was not there, so I don't remember the time when it was. Must be 1990s. So it's a huge cassette shop and many cassettes. Sanjay bhai chalte, chalo, cassette dekhte. Chalo bhai. You understand this much of Hindi, right? Are you okay with this kind of Hindi? You should manage, yeah, with the expression of the symbolic languages. So we went to the cassette shop. And this Bagla, this madman asked for a, do you have KL Saigal? Has anybody heard about KL Saigal? You are an old man. Yes, good. KL Saigal. So there are a few people that I appreciate it. Good. So KL Saigal was a vocalist. He recorded, and in Pauli also knows KL Saigal, is from the southern part of India. So that's fantastic. And in those days, after selling a disc, in those days there were shellac discs, they used to sell shellac discs, on this gramophone records. So Naihari quickly on the sales of that, he could successfully buy a car. KL Saigal was a top singer in those days. And in those days, buying a car was something, to have a telephone at home or something. This kind of telephone, there are different types of telephones are there. And the shopkeeper said, yes, we have KL Saigal. Please bring the cassette, I would like to have that. Take that. So he put in the cassette, in the cassette. And some college boys and girls, they're nurturing and coming and joyful in a young blood, and they're all happy. Then KL Saigal's recording was going on. Then this part I have to speak in Hindi, but I'll translate that. अरे यार कैसेट का स्पीड तो सही किया क्या? But the point is, shake the cassette speed. You have to march uniformly. That is corrupted. So this is all out of tune. क्या cassette का speed तो सही किया क्या? They were excited. Then Mukund bhai went there and said, बेटा ऐसा है कि ऐसे ही गाना है. The song is like that. That was KL Saigal. That incident. Now I played for you some vocal specimen of the old and the new. Now I shall be playing some instrumental specimen of an old father with his youngest son. Not from the same mother, there's many sons and many daughters also. It's the youngest son. The difference is quite big between the father and the son. But this is an instrumental music, and a person, Ustad Hafiz Ali Khan, was a heartthrob. He was a very nice looking person, a tall guy. His son is to us much more better looking, but you will see him. Possibly some of you will know him. He's very famous now. He's still living. So he was a tall guy, but his son is not very tall. And he's a very nice looking guy. And so people are crazy on him, on listening to him. To listen to him. So this is Ustad Hafiz Ali Khan. And listen to him. How is he? And he used to, you know that Sitar, Sarod, etc. takes tabla for rhythmic support. Here, he of course used to take tabla also, but this is with ahaz. So are they same or different? Just a simple question. Hamza Ali Khan Sahab, Hamza Ali Khan Sahab, same or different?
Different.
Different, sure, good, absolutely different. And you like Hamza Ali Khan Sahab better, right? The old ones. Old is gold. Don't you like it? No or yes? No. So that's natural, right? The time changed. So the values changed. When Hamza Ali Khan Sahab was there, then that was sarod, the finest sarod. And people believe that this is the quality, the best quality of music. When Hamza Ali Khan Sahab is now here, we are believing that this is good music. This is all believing, perception. That's what I want to say. This is, now, this person is still the top guy. Died long time back. This person is a boss, yes, will be. Ustad Badibullah Khan Sahab. He used to sleep with Swan Mandal. He used to wake with Swan Mandal. Swan Mandal, when he used to sleep, the Swan Mandal used to be by the side. And when he wakes up, the Swan Mandal comes to his on his chest, lying, and starts singing. And he used to sing 12, 13 hours a day all the time. Not for practicing, it's just nasha, you know. You understand? That's an intoxication. You know, it's like oxygen. That was Ustad Badibullah Khan. Before going to this, some stories come to my mind. There is another person, slightly younger to Ustad Badibullah Khan Sahab, but almost contemporary, was his name was Ustad Amir Khan. Good looking guy. This one was not very good looking, Badibullah Khan Sahab, but Amir Khan Sahab was really good looking guy, again tall. His son is in the films. He died from what's his name? Amir Khan Sahab's son. Anyways, he's in the films. He's an actor, Bollywood actor. I'll tell you if you remember what he said. And incidentally, Badibullah Khan Sahab was a tenant of my Guruji's father, Dr. Emar Gautam's father, in Bombay. Badibullah Khan Sahab was tenant, possibly you also don't know. Dr. Emar Gautam's tenant. For some time maybe, because Dr. Margot's father was an IAS. Anyways, doesn't relate to this. And on a certain time, Amir Khan also was there, the same city. And Pradhan Mukherjee is a name, who was the Director General of All India Radio. At that point of time, was around that time. He was with Sir Amir Khan sir. One afternoon, evening, Amir Khan sir asked Mukherjee, not Pradhan, Mukherjee, Tanga. You know Tanga? The horse-driven cart. Tanga. So, and their competitors, Amir Khan sir and Bade Golden Khan sir were kind of contestants. Of course, Amir Khan sir slightly younger too, Bade Golden Khan sir. The Guru's orders, Guru's orders, so he called it Tanga, and they sat together and chalo, but where? Then Mukherjee sees that he is approaching Ghulam Ali Khan sir's residence. What's happening today? What's happening? Ultimately, chalo, Khan sir ke Bade Golden Khan sir ke wahan utre, and then went inside, and Bade Golden Khan sir, as it is, he's round the clock singer, right? Practicing in the evening. And practicing Bade Golden Khan sir, virtuous of virtuosity, is more than virtuous. So he was practicing, musicians right here, supposing a tal starting from Aditar Sattar Sa. Sanidha pa magare, Sanidha pa magare, Sanidha pa magare, so 3 octaves. So this is speed. I can't sing, of course. I'm not very good at it. But so what is here is the start one. Like that. Understand? So Amir Khan sir entered. He was singing, right? He was absorbed in singing. Bade Golden Khan sir. So after some time, he was standing. Amir Khan was standing because he was not allowed to sit. No one ushered in. So he was standing. He was also Ustad. May not be like Bade Golden Khan sir. It was like this. Then Bade Golden Khan sir saw that Amir Khan was there. Oh, Amir Khan, I am here. But here, the chief to sit down, Amir Khan. But then Amir Khan says, सीधा बैठ दे एकदम से. But Marshall Mass sit straight. That was used to his posture. If you see any live recording, you'll see that. Then he said, no. This is that. It came so well, people. Unbelievable speed, unbelievable range, 3 octaves. But Amir Khan was like this, no changes. Then again, Golden Khan sir, ting, 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 that same thing. Amir Khan sir, no changes. What happened? Pradhan Mukherjee was thinking, what happened to sir? This is no appreciation, nothing. He was just like that. Well, Amir Khan, kaisa gaya? Bade Golden Khan sir asked Amir Khan sir, how did it go? But ठीक नहीं. Well, it didn't come properly. Then he again took Sayadaman, then he slipped. Bade Golden Khan sir went off key. Chalo Mukherjee, chalo. तो भी खड़े हो गए. Came there. Pradhan Mukherjee was, surprised, astonished. What to say? Why Ustadji dealt like this? Why he behaved like this? Bade Golden Khan sir was a musician of musicians. Even today he was, despite the presence of all these top musicians, he is even regarded as, may my God. So he couldn't ask, because you can ask a group like that. How do you talk like that? These days you can tell your speeches, but in those days impossible. No one can do like that. So next day, he took courage and asked Amir Khan sir, Guruji, एक बार पूछे, can I ask you a question? How do you say, when Amir Khan sir went wrong? What was the problem? He was going too high, so I had to minimize him. So he lost his confidence. वो ज़्यादा ही बढ़ रहा था, बोला मैं खासा उतना को हिंदुस्तान को अभी तक गाना मुश्किल है, अभी का musicians को बोलना मुश्किल है. So this was बड़े गुलाम खान साहब, undebatable, even today. But I shall be playing बड़े गुलाम खान साहब, everyone, most of you know, याद किया है, and then a jamming or say duet of a ghazal singer Hariharan and Rashid Khan in Dubai. See, the flavor changed. So I believe did you feel the change? There's a lot of changes, right? Yes or no? Yes. Good. But to me it's good. But there's definitely changes. And also the technology, the recording, the data recording is much better. And appears better to our ears, because again, this is a perception, but it appears better. So, sustainability of raga music, let us go to a little bit of theorization. I shall not bore you with long theories. But when the musicians and their seniors discuss about music, they talk very highly, right? Our music is the best music of the world. We are the best. Our parampara is the best. And we only think this is highly spiritual. It has spiritual values, it has cultural values, this kind of things. But not much of talking about economic values, but to bring forward the hard truth that अगर दो जन के रोटी नहीं है, supposing you don't have the dal and roti, then big talks will be difficult, right? And roti का पूरा मकान हो जाए, then everyone, most of us or those people, those are here, those are having free oxygen, no one gives thanks to it, to the nature. We are having free water, we don't thank anybody. I think free water, right? Free water in the free oxygen is here. No one is thankful. You have something shelter, you don't live in the rains, you don't stay back in the rains. So you have shelter. So we have roti, kapra and makan, the bread and the clothes, and that's the cloth we require only during the winter. Otherwise this is fashion. We are humans, we have started doing it. Monkeys don't have clothes, they are fine. Right? So this is for the winter. But anyways, we have accepted it. Apparently we call ourselves the highest level of rational animals. So it's good. We are attacking ourselves. I don't know what the dogs think about us, but the cats think about us. We don't have the basic values, most of us, as they have. This is another discussion. However, to my understanding, money is a numerical number. Right? What else? I promise that we are of this rupees 20, whatever, equivalent of this. This is the note. If you look at your currency note, you will see that, the sign of the governor, Reserve Bank governor. So, money is a symbolic numerical that can buy facilities. Am I wrong or right?
Yes.
Good? Madam? Good. Thank you. So economic comfort, funding comfort, little bit of comfort is essential for this Raga music ecosystem to sustain. This is the primary thing. We shall be taking up the culture. We have that. We have very strong cultural, we are culturally ingrained, I would say. We have good value system. We are mostly spiritual. We connect music with spirituality. These are fine. But we require the oxygen, the water, the food, the shelter, this and that. And we therefore have to buy that, not for oxygen and water, that's possibly free. Oxygen, water is still free through the government. Oxygen is free by the atmosphere, nature. But the food and all, we require money. So some kind of economic funding compensation is required for everyone to work nicely. It requires heavy working, focused working, object-oriented working, planned working, strategized working, everything is required to even achieve some kind of level in music. Even if you are not deaf. If you are deaf, it is very difficult to do music. But if you are not deaf, then there are chances that you can do music. Because if you read a little bit of psychology music, you'll know that what minimum point is required to do music. So, but to be able to do that, you require to generate economic value of that, the music. So, I shall try to look at that how we can generate the economic value. So, this is sustainability, one area. Second is cultural value. Or make it other way. First cultural, then economic value, I don't mind. 1 and 2. Unless, if you lose cultural value, the raga is not, raga music is not there. It's completely dependent on cultural values. We have the time theories, at least in Hindustani part of it, we have connections with seasons, you know, this around the year we have this so many moods, this is that, a lot of this kind of thing. So we have culture, we have 126 syllabus in Atali. So, and how a student should connect with his guru. And ideally, how a guru should connect his student also is there. So it's not like that. So cultural values, so it is, we require engaging cultural values to retain for the survival of this art form. So this is the sustainability parameters, basic components that we have to look forward. So I have taken economic value as a first priority, second is cultural values, but without the cultural values, the art cannot live. Okay, clear? I shall stop here, temporarily. Do you have any questions? I shall be glad to respond. Do you think whatever I told this far was communicated? No. Yes. No. Actually, okay. I shall pass this on, and please think of some questions. That will be good. Okay. Okay. Let us take. Then, my point is, this is my theory. If you to attain sustainability, HLM must speak universal language. We cannot communicate. I am not communicating to the people. Those who don't know Indian English. Okay? So you know what the emitted sounds is making sense. What kind of sense? What is that? What do the symbols mean? That is why we are communicating in some way. Although language is a very bad communication medium, there are miscommunications. But even then, this is a minimum required that you know English, I know some English, and we are communicating. So if you wish to communicate with the wider mass, then you have to know the universal language of music. Otherwise, how you can? This is culture specific, right? Music is not universal. Sorry, whoever writes how big that person may be, I beg to defy that music is not a universal language. Not at all. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti is not everywhere. There is no 12-point scale, pentatonic scale, or 7 sa, re, ma, pa, da, ni is not universal. Their cultures, they only use 5 notes. Go to Japanese music, Chinese music, they use 5 notes. And our note position is all to the different. Even, Paoni, whatever she plays at the veena, and what I play at the sitar are different. We have different positioning. We don't go chromatic scale. The Western music, or not always, but most of the times, generally speaking, they use chromatic equidistant scale. So if you split, say, 500, 520, and 1040, this is 1 octave, you split by 12, you have 1, sa, whatever you get. First, minor second, major second, minor third, like that. But our music don't do that. But, so this is because this is culture specific. Music is always culture specific. I don't like Justin Bieber, unfortunately. This is my limitation. But because I'm a culture specific creature, maybe Justin Bieber will not be liking my music. So, it is culture specific. But if we wish to reach mass, we have to know universal language. How music can universally communicate. So be it Korean, be it Chinese, be it A, be it B, be it C, be it X, Y, Z, they will understand that. So my first point is that you have to understand universal language. What is universal language? That connects to your everyday life. That a human can feel. Human can shout, talk, or not talk. Human can remain silent. Humans can make sound. Yes or no?
Yes.
Correct? Please, more words here.
Yes, sir.
So you don't have any third option, right? Either you can make sound or you don't make any sound, right? This is also good for music. So I where do you use of the silence, right? So sound and silence. Second is what we do. If we quickly, I wish to quickly reach out, what are you doing, sir? I don't look at the mobile. Then I go fast. You have to listen to, he's engaged. So then we have to run fast to catch him, okay? He's not listening to me, but he's looking at his mobile. Even now he's looking at his mobile. That's good. I appreciate it. The concentration is appreciated. Well, I appreciate it. That's the thing. So, the thing is that I use motion, speed. But when I'm calm, I move slowly. When I'm excited, I may go fast. If I wish to hit somebody, I shall not go like that. Never do that. I will run fast and try to hit because I'm excited. So we have speed variations. In the music also we have speed variations. So it gives effect. So then we have what? When we get angry. Arana, what are you doing, sir? You are not listening to me. Shouting. Pawnee, you are so sweet. You are so listening so nicely. I'm so bad. Pawnee, you are listening to me so nicely. Why? No, I'm going to do that. You come, right? So we are using dynamics. Even when I'm talking, I'm using dynamics. So dynamics. Right? So dynamics is regular experience. Also in the music, you can use dynamics, that's universal language. So if you use sound and silence, speed variation, and dynamics, these are three universal properties. If you focus on that, higher focus on that, and along with that you go with the cultural elements, then people will enjoy better. That will better communicate. Did you follow my idea? Good? You agree? Good. So, this is my theory. I demand as my theory. I don't know if anybody has already told it. So, this is very important, and I shall tell I have already also experimented on this. I shall come on that later. So, Mass Apple is crafting a bridge that connects traditions deep, tranquil waters with the vibrant rushing streams of contemporary culture. This involves planning, composing, and presenting raga items. So we have to plan that way to match, to go near them. But my belief is, my personal experiences is because I played gathering of 60 to 60,000. Okay, that is, I played 60 people were present, 60,000 people were present. And I had the interactions. So I very, very strongly believe if you kill me, then also I shall say that I can't say anything else, that our music has that kind of potential to reach any mass. And that is my performance experience. There are 101 stories. Let me share one story. Well, 100, which one okay. Very simple, gross. I'm sharing a very gross story. There are finer stories also. There's somebody, forget it. I was playing in a village kind of place in France, near Toulouse. Toulouse is a city. And there's an auditorium about, say, 500 capacity or something. One story, I don't remember. A long time back. And the organizer came and said that, sir, the hall is full. The last time it was full. So, but people pouring in, and they are driving 200 kilometers, 300 kilometers per hour, so 3 hours or 4 hours. So 300 means say 2 hours of driving, 2.5 hours of driving there. In those days, even that kind of speed limit wasn't there. Of course, Germany was the heaven of speed makers, but France also was good. We used to travel in 160. If you might be knowing. Whoever went to France, you might be knowing. Or in Germany, 160 is common. Anyways, so what to do, sir? And there were 30, 40 people more. And I said, okay, they can sit on the stage, I don't mind. But these people can't sit on the floor, unfortunately. They can't hold their legs like this. So I said, okay, only don't put your foot towards me, just sit anywhere you like, but you are welcome on the stage. And then that lady, and they sold the tickets and they entered. Of course, all the seats are booked, right? So, where they can stand? Then I started the concert and saw that the auditorium full, and there are people, lots of people on the sides, they're standing. Then anyways, I played. In case the intermission came after 1.5 hours, because I played a 4-hour concert. 1.5 hour intermission came. I said that 15 minutes of break, please. And people went to for coffee, maybe 30 minutes break, coffee and all. So these people, those were standing for 90 minutes. The whole the seats. Okay, then after the intermission, I came back on the stage and started tuning the instrument. Then, of course, I didn't know French, also it was quite a distance. But what I understand from the gestures, that these people, those were sitting on the seats, those are not their seats, right? Allocated not to them, because so they stood up, and this they offered us, it's your seat, please sit down. Those people said, no. You sit down, let us stand, rest of the concert. So there was not a single, no one left. I played for 4 hours, standard 3 hours plus 3.5 hours. And one group of people, they sat for 1.5 hours, and then the second half they stood for 1.5 hours. And the second group of people who stood first half standing, went on this thing, sitting position. So this is the type of impact that our music can create. And I have 101 stories, because there can be an anecdote session for this. I have so much to tell you. So I have strong belief that it is possible. The musical content can do that. I don't have any doubt. Only thing is that we have to prepare for that. We have to prepare as musicians. We have different, but this is not a session for that. Anyway, so we have to create the mass apple, then we have to take the universal language. Now, don't panic. I shall play something which you don't take it back. Now listen to this.
When I got there, I was amazed. This was the social revolution.
Everybody sing it! It was a real gathering of the tribe.
The festival was an opening of a door to everybody.
You got almost the entire population of the West Coast hippie music scene in one little park in Monterey.
If you sat in the audience at that show, you were devastated, man.
There were some who were so far gone, they were standing on their heads and dancing.
Monterey Pop Festival changed my life completely.
So that was Ravi Shankar's Sitar. and you see what her other musics were. And Ravi Shankar ji was a super, you can see, I'll play a lot longer 2 minutes clip about his performance. So if the music can handle or go along with this kind of music, then why should he, weep all the time? Listeners should be well educated. They should know. Otherwise, they won't be able to understand. Actually, we are not good. We should take it back. That is my take. We should be more powerful to do that. If Ravi Shankar could do that, why can't we? This is my simple idea. Now let me play 2 minutes of Ravi Shankar ji on the same Monterey part. questions to you. Are you ready to answer? Because you are not putting questions to me, so I have to put questions to you. Ready? Say yes. You are the students of the top university in India, right? You should be proud that you are studying here. My first question is that do you think that audiences earlier listened to any raga music? Yes or no? You don't know? Do you think, have you seen the audiences? Should I play it once again for you? Yeah. Yeah. So you are senior, but what about the young guys, the bright guys? Yes?
Maybe they are seeing.
Maybe they are seeing, it's 1968. Maybe they are seeing this. Do you think that there are at least 60,000, 50,000, 1 lakh people, 100,000 people? Maybe 1% even not that. So not culturally. So they don't know anything about ragas. At least we presume that. And I think this is chances of, statistical chances of to be true is 99.999. I don't know if this is true. Second is, just tell me yes or no. I want a collective voice. Are the age of the audience, average median age, median age of the audience 60 to 80? Yes or no? No. Say no. Okay. Is the median age 50 to 70?
No.
Okay. 40 to 60?
Yes.
Doubtful, right? Doubt. Supposing I tell, so that is say 20 to 40, how is that?
Yes.
So the young group, right? Young Americans. And what are the other musics you have seen? You have heard that? What were happening there? So are we fools? Are we idiots? They're telling that our music is this, we can't grab people to make listen to us. We can't do the music properly and we don't know promotion, communication, the person is here, how to communicate with people. We are just idiots. We don't know what promotion is, what management is, we don't know anything. We just focus on our riyaz. We have to do riyaz, we'll do riyaz and Bhagwan will give it. Acha guys, acha bhai. What else? This is pure matters, pure management. There are billions of dollars is floating on the training of this. And we have billions of dollars, we have monthly, yearly, billions of dollars we are putting in music. And we don't have even $100 million budget worldwide for our music. We have, you think $100 million we have worldwide yearly budget, we don't have. How much money we are burning on this? 2,000 crore? Are you doing it? 2,000 crore? I don't think so. So, you should look at that. Okay. So, I think my concept is clear, as communicator, you understood that just one flashback, that musical values is assigned by the music stars. Whatever they play are good and it changes. So what was good 50 years back may not be as good today. What was good 100 years back may not be as good today. Right? What is good today was absolutely, in those days, supposing you put those music before those people, they will put to the dustbin, this paper bin. But this is no music, you are not traditional, you are not with the value system of the music. Okay. So here is the concept very quickly. I did this about 5-6 years back. You can look at that. Thank you. So, let me tell you something. Do you have any idea how Ravi Shankarji might have charged? What was his charge? Let me tell you. When I visited New Jersey, long time back, 2001 maybe, 24 years back, and the institute wanted to hire UoH Ma. UoH Ma, who gave the cello, Japanese cello player, and the institute wanted to hire him, get him, for a music concert, and he asked for $75,000. That's beyond their thing. They could give it, but then one guy, when he said, was my friend, he said, "No, why? We are academicians. Why should I pay like musicians once? Why $75,000 to one musician? We can, with that one, we can have 10 musicians. Good musicians would take good band." So I got hired. And then I came to know that Ravi Shankarji's fee around at that time was 2001, $70,000. What is $70,000? You have calculated $70,000 today into 80 at least. That was his fees. So why can't we do that? Then we have to reach the people, right? This is my experiment. With all these high theories, big talks, that we can reach everyone. We don't want any cultural framing of the listener or anything. We can reach anyone. This is an experiment. And my son, of course, he's in the media, and he helped me. And we started at Kharwa Majlis. Kharwa Majlis is in a small gathering. And I shall play quick, but what we did, my plan was that of course I'm a senior musician, I have some say in Calcutta. So if I ask somebody to perform, they will perform. Mostly. I'm not for the names, I told you that take any name, they are within their competitors, 10 competitors, take any name. You should put your hand here and tell me it's not true. You take any name, where there are at least 10 persons who was absolutely about like them in southern India. Is it yes or no? Tell me yes or no. And itna to bolo nahi. Sahas hona chahiye. You should have the courage to say that. But I tell you on behalf of this that this is true. Take any name. So I don't want to take any name because that will be disgraceful. But this is true. We know it. Pawnee, we know it, right? Yes. She says yes. That's good. That is one person who can say. So I am not for the stars. I know most of the stars perform. I never approached them, not wanted to approach them. Why should I approach stars? We want music, right? Good music. So I approach young musicians, so maybe my students are, of course, they have become stars, but there are other musicians. And I told them the universal values. You already know, you know better than most of the musicians in India, that how you can approach the universe, the world. I told them, I took them on the video conferencing and told them you can't play more than 20 minutes. We used to play 1 hour, 1.5 hours simultaneous. You can't do more than 20 minutes, and that will be the longest piece. Then you can go for 15 minutes and 10 minutes, and no one will get more than half an hour's time. There are lots of musicians. I'll be glad if you can do it within 15 minutes. And I give them 5 lists of the place. You know, Kolkata is full of cars. But if you put a stone in the crowd, and ask them, you got hit, you put Tamil. Oh, really? You put a second stone, and definitely that will hit a tabla player. If you can throw 5 stones, then one of them will be very good. So this is the situation there. So we have enough good musicians. So I used to, I told them, and the converse of they came, and so this is the promo we did for one Karma musician. So that was a group. And they all are fine, good, very, very good musicians. You saw the images. No one knows, no one saw them. But they are really good. They can compete the top names. So how we did that? Firstly, we didn't invite a single listener. Number one. We threw a format, an application form, and they have to say their demographic details, their age group, suppose age group, sex, male, female, or whatever, and the type of music, whether they're musician or not musicians, or their liking for music, whether they like raga music or pop music or Hindustani or blah blah blah, for varieties, right? And we used to get lots of applications, a lot of publicity through Facebook, doing nothing much. And we had a capacity of 150 people. So then, firstly, we disregard all the musicians out. We are not invited. Number two, if you are aged, above 50, out, in reserve. Then if you love raga music, out. Then we try to frame the audience based on pop music and this kind of popular music. And younger group, say 18 to 30. Then, if there's some sisters, then I used to invite others. And this is attendance by invitation. No one can come and say. And we never said the venue. Venue was never announced. Only said these are the musicians, these are artists, a lot of musical promotions, and if you're interested, you can join. So, firstly is identification of the musician, not on recommendation based. If somebody is recommended, I say, okay, give the recommendation and listen to them, that's all. I shall listen to them and find out who will possibly meet my purpose, and then talk to them if they agree to my terms. Terms means the type of music will play and all. The musician gets identified. Number one. I already told you, universal quality focus and duration optimization. Number three, reaching non-raga musicians. Because we could do it successfully, I shall tell you the report. Then that increases the niche audience base. It increases the base. You reach more audiences, and we require this. We get feedbacks from 336 people. We have over 500 people. Then, other than raga music lovers, those who don't like raga music was 73.81%. Raga music lovers were 26.19%. aged 40 and above were 22.62%. Below 40, 77.38%. Okay, good. Then the concerts. There were 5 ratings. The Likert scale rating: the excellent, very good, moderate, blah blah blah. As all that. So there was no rating excellent except in 5 and 4. There was no rating of 3, 2, and 1. Excellent and good. Other than raga music, these people rated, this is 61.9% excellent, 11.9% good. No moderate, no bad. Raga music, 20.20 of complete population, 20.24% excellent, 5.95% good. So that is the situation. So we could reach the non-initiated person very, very successfully. So Harva Majlis came very, very successful. We also calculated the speed levels and dynamics that I am not putting it here. But I can tell you the result, that you will be happy, that high speed was not most popular. This Carnatic people, they don't go very high speed. We go for very high speed. You people don't go for very high speed. They still create fantastic effects. So that was the result there too. They are not liking very high speed. There's loud noise walls. They don't want that. They don't like that. And no popular musicians go for high speed. No one. Then we have some future plans that we have made to do it. that we want to introduce audio effects. We have to make a program where musicians will be on stage, and there will be more than musicians in the music presentation. One is audio tech jockey, you can say like that, audio technicians, who will be doing improvisations when the music goes on. So, sa, like that, sa, rounding, or like this, or tan, faster. So they will do, so with 7 speakers, 9 speakers, as we are seeing in the 3D auditoriums, in the 3D cinema. That's my plan, not yet done. You can do it possibly. And then, take me as a collaborator, sir. And take generator video applications. So the music will go, and the video job is video people will generate the effects, if that can help. And those were all live and improvised like our music. It's all improvised. Now comes finally the musical collaborations. This is actually, I shall not talk about this much, but I shall point out a few things. Musical collaborations is very good because supposing I and you collaborate, supposing, what happens, we shall be getting my audience and also your audience. So audience gets double or more. And then the third group of audiences, those are not of you and of me. The third group audience, so audience gets less. So if you see any highly successful musician, for example, in our case, Zakir Hussain, Ravi Shankar, this kind of people, they are actually put time on collaborations. And collaborations is not easy. My only point is, at Ravi Shankar they did, if you heard him collaborating, you will see he retained his cultural values, which no one did. I mean, to my understanding, or very little they did. So he did, when he played with London Symphony Orchestra or whatever, which orchestra, German orchestra, US orchestra, New York Symphony, Chicago Symphony, he was playing his own music, but symphony joined him. When he first, collaborated to the UoH, you listen to his recording, he played his thing, using it in somewhat, managed to work with him. So he was like that, and you'll be glad to know, I don't know whether you'll be glad, they wanted to initiate some new genre. Then everyone was playing free. The Ravi Shankar, because George Harrison was his student. In those days, he used to have jet airplane, his own personal jet airplane, George Harrison. It's a big name. George Harrison used to say that if Pandit doesn't play, then I'm not singing. So he used to get concerts, right? Then no one was taking any money, so he said, no, I actually got $3,000. In those days, in the 60s. So he was different. He's my darling grandfather. I'm really proud that he's my darling. My father learned it. Anyways. So here is music collaboration. And music collaborations means music collaborating with anything. Music collaborating with clinical science, music collaborating with psychology, music collaborating with other genre, music collaborating with other media, for example, films or anything. So music can collaborate not only with music, but with electronics, IT, AI. There are a lot of musical collaborations with AI. I was expecting some questions about AI because I'm in the site in the academia. So I was expecting, let's see what happens. Maybe some boy will come. So this is the first collaboration and I want to take reference of.
गरज आज मेघ घनन घनन छायोरी दमक दमक चमके बिजुरी कहत है ऋतुराज आयोरी आ ma ba ni pa ma pa pa ma ni pa ni da re ma ba ni da re sa re ma re da re ma ba ni pa ma ba ni da ni ba ni pa ma re da ni da re ma ba ni da re ma ba ni pa ma ni da ni da ni ba ni pa ma re da ni da re ma ba ni da ni pa ma ni da ni pa ma ni da ni da ni ba ni pa ma ni garaj aaj mein ghana ghana chayori damaka chamake bijuri kahat hai tu raja ayori.
So second one is of course not raga music by nature, it's more of melodic music, but I loved it. And you possibly know that Zakir Hussain received 3 Grammys last year. One of them was for Shakti, which Shakti band was 80s. They produced 80s music and he got the Grammy in 2024. And after he got the Grammy, he did a concert on Shakti-based thing. And he dedicated the concert to U. Srinivas, who was in Shakti and unfortunately a fantastic musician, great musician, unfortunately passed away. We lost this great musician. We call it, some people call him Mandolina Srinivas. So the concert was dedicated to Mandolina Srinivas or U. Srinivas. So listen to this, and the good thing is that John McLaughlin is still living, who played in the Shakti, the guitar player, jazz guitarist. Listen to Zakir Hussain, John McLaughlin, and Shankar Mahadev. Yeah, good. So that was, this definitely ends the years for Indian music. So, niche expansion is the next thing. Niche expansion means whatever we have a small cluster of group that those like raga music, and we try to expand them. So this has advantages. This advantage is that the cultural treasure remains intact. But risk is if it doesn't enlarge, the culture will have problems. That is the problem. I will focus on hybrid approach where the mass appeal and niche expansion is joined. When it gets joined, then you have enlarged periphery of audiences, you generate larger market. When you are collaborating with other music, you are having more ears for raga music. you're enlarging the periphery of raga music listeners. So this is very important. And then you look on this niche expansion also, that you, through the training in the schools, you start school education, music in the school education. Speak Mac tried, Speak Mac is a big organization. It tried that they engage students, they expose students to the music, they hire well-known musicians for the colleges, schools, and universities. Then this your UoH director who came. He was also introduced this music through Speak Mac at his JNU, he was telling. So they try to roll seats. And the Speak Mac did a good thing. So if we can do compulsory education, as in Germany and US, compulsory education of raga music in the schools, then you have students, you have more enthusiasts, raga music enthusiasts. Finally, the conclusion I will straight read it away. The sustainability of Hindustani Raga music is akin to nurturing a living organism that thrives on balance, adaptability, and collaboration. The strategic approaches of mass appeal and niche expansion address complementary needs. The former ensures visibility and accessibility, with the latter safeguards authenticity and depth. Focusing on universal elements of music is a potential tool. I repeat because this is my theory. Focusing on universal elements of music is a potential tool. The hybrid approach unites these strategies, allowing Hindustani Raga music to evolve without losing its essence. Implementation hinges on aligning stakeholders, performers, educators, and institutions, and leveraging metrics to guide progress while mitigating risks such as over-adaptation or fragmentation. Thank you.
Sir, this is Dr. Abhijit Joshi, and I'm here a faculty teaching Vedanta in Department of Philosophy.
Good.
So my question is that collaboration and the fusion music, whatever is coming there, it's fine. But there is another thing which I found, because I'm dealing with sound. I cannot see, so I can deal with sound only. So the thing is that now the synthesized sounds are coming and original sounds are a little bit dying, like you are playing a living instrument sitar. But suppose it comes into synthesizer and that mechanical sound of sitar. And now these mechanical sounds are more bombarding on new generations now. Now the thing is that how we could manage to recover these original sounds again. Many like Nal Tarang or that kind of instrument now, I think, disappeared. So I would like to know about that. If we are going in these ways, how can we incorporate these originals with this progress of science and technology? That is my question. Thank you, sir.
Good question. This is in the minds of many. We are slightly gone ahead. We can now generate sound of, for example, any singer, so Lataji or Dashaji or Muhammad Rafi or XYZ, Hamid Khan, and write a lyric and put the sound, and it will sound like Amir Khan or anybody, anybody singing or playing that instrument, that AI generated sound. It is developing so fast that an American senior has to come in between and say that what will, if you, they had a Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, had to face the questions that what will happen to this group. But all the musicians, you can clone the musicians. But that is, whatever you are talking is today's situation, synthesizer, but the next step, tomorrow's situation is like this. That we don't, if you train AI, because I am in that, I worked on the basics of AI, because I had a project So it can do anything. If you train AI, they are already above humans, already. I tell you, I guarantee I tell you, they're already more than human, and they will be more than human. So my question is, my answer will be that, you could have said that something was, we value treasure, ancient things, we value our tradition, we value everything. We like to be there in the past, but can we? How you are not wearing dhoti? Why you are in pant and shirt, Western outfit? That is my question. Because it is more comfortable and it's in practice now. Am I getting you? So the situation is that whatever is coming, if you have the power to stop that, you stop that. But it's very difficult to stop the changes that's happening in the world, that's happening in the situation. We can stop, carbon emission. What is there? That is my theory. That otherwise you will be paid, You will be paid that we are losing this. But you can't do anything about that. Doing something maybe in a shorter area, then if you may do that, at your home you can say, only Nalta, only Veena, nothing else. This house will only play Veena and nothing else. You can do that, but it's a very small thing. But if you talk about the city, of the country, of the world, then it is very difficult. Yes, next question please.
Good evening, Sanjay, and thank you so much for this very relevant and informative presentation. My name is Kaushik. I'm a 4th semester Department of Music student. I have a similar question along the similar lines here. How do you see and what's your perspective on AI in future replacing the job of music teachers?
You see, I wanted to use AI. AI is something, robot is something. AI guided robot is fine, but the thing is that AI is there. I wanted to use AI, you'll see that how powerful it has become as of now. This point of time, this is 5:15, and it will gain more power at 5:30. Because, very simple, what is this? The AI is, what are we humans? We have some sets of information, we assimilate the information and try to execute out of that. Suppose we have 1,000 options or 10,000 options, we choose out of that, choose some information to apply. That is how we work. Because of some situation in my home, now my whole understanding, for human understanding comes to neuromuscular coordination. You understand? So, you are thinking with the limited exposure or information you are having, or I am having. As I said initially, I am a biased person. Because I don't ashamed of that. This is true for, I believe, all humans. So I'm a biased person because I am reflecting or reacting based on my exposure or available information I have, even what I remember even. And then I process information, come out with that. So, in this case again, once I repeat the question, I wasn't trying.
Will AI someday replace music teacher's job?
You see, if AI is trained, see, you know how AI works. The AI models are trained. AI is nothing, from the heaven. You can train AI. So if you are that person that you wish to ruin Pioneer Droga, you can do that. You can train AI. You have to train it, the AI modules, and teach them that how to train. So you get for every command 10,000 samples and put to AI, and the AI will get trained. Ask anybody, you must be having the AI department in the campus, you can ask them. So you can train AI. If somebody don't train AI, then they will be able to teach music.
Music teaching will be a very personalized experience. Given that, do you envision that AI will replace the music teacher's job? That's my question. What's your perspective on that? We will train the AI agents and all that and we'll create that.
Yeah, good. The point is that how much money these people take? How many billions of dollars? Why should we take interest on them? What is the point? Putting so much of time and effort on killing music teachers' jobs? Are you getting me? How much funding is involved on music teachers' jobs? How much? How much does the Indian government pay throughout the year to all music teachers? Nothing. Not even peanuts. So Indian government or any company doesn't have any interest on music teachers. So music teachers are safe, to my understanding. The point is IT people will lose their job.
Not in terms of the safety of job, but will it really even happen that the AI gets so trained that they can actually replace the humans in music teaching?
Wait.
No, finally.
It's possible. Whatever is possible.
To me, it seems that it is highly unlikely, regardless of how much ever money we put in, that we can actually create AI agents who will as effectively teach as the music teachers. I wanted to understand your perspective. Even if we invest in that, do you think that someday it is possible?
If the AI people like to do that, why do they not like to do that? It's possible. It's possible. Definitely possible. AI is ever human already.
Thank you.
My name is Kirtana Danuvelu and I'm from the Department of Finance. I just had a question about comparing what has happened in the Hindustani music scene, which was similar to what happened in the Carnatic music scene in the 70s, 80s. Even there was fear of dwindling numbers, and how today the Madras Music Academy has the greatest number of connoisseurs, critics, and it has invigorated an entire state. And the growth in Carnatic music in the last 20 years was very organic from within, but it didn't use technology, but it had very different models for creating an audience that was based on connoisseurship, that was based on, and most of the major musicians like Sanjay Subramaniam, T.M. Krishna, all of these people in their youth were responsible for creating an audience and an aesthetic. So the generation of a new audience came from within the system and on very different grounds. Is that at all a possible?
Yeah, part about that, the Sabha system. Yeah, I have read about that, and that's very good. But the point is that I think also in Carnatic music we have a very high population of good musicians. To my understanding, because I'm a fan of Carnatic music, so I think the point is that supposing you have 1,000 excellent musicians, taking anybody at the top, say giving 99 out of 100, that person, how many you have 90 to 100? Maybe 1,000. Are they earning enough to live their life? That is the point. If 10,000, the point is I am talking about the community. I am against the Hiroshi. Whatever name you take, I don't want to take anybody's name, that name came because that person could distribute his music, make himself or herself visible. So most of the musicians don't know because we gurus are culprits. We never tell that you have to make yourself visible. We are bad people. We talk about high values. We talk about devotion. You have to practice for 14 hours a day. Isn't that? At least in Hindustani style, we do that. But we never say that you have grown enough. You compare your recording with the top star and you evaluate yourself. You evaluate your own music. If you go to anybody else, that person will give his or her biased opinion. You are the guru yourself. I teach my students, but most of my whoever comes with they become the international figures. That's a different thing. They're they're getting, they're good music, many of them. So my style of teaching is that you become your own guru. Supposing as if you are a physicist, is a finance person, you're a painter. So you have all the big painters around you, or you have seen all the examples, but finally you find your own way. How? Who teaches you? You yourself taught you. So, but we don't tell that. We either, I don't know what if I should say something like this, but when I was very young, I shall use A and B like that. I don't take anybody's name. I was frustrated, but I used to practice a long time a day. Sometimes 8 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours. Like I was a completely devoted person. But I was not getting because I was a bad nature, bad behaved boy. And very aggressive. I used to, abuse senior musicians. Pragya must have heard some stories. Very senior, I used to abuse. Keep the theka. Know the theka, having in the proper way. When I was 16-year-old boy. Abusing somebody is an old man, 70-year-old, 60 years old. That's what it's like. So I was a very bad behaved boy. Nobody will tolerate. So that was my problem. But anyways, when I became around 26, 27 years old, my father gave me a cassette recorder. In those cassette recorder, I could have a cassette. So I played. I recorded myself. It's a bad recording, right? In cassette recorder parlors. See, this is the box type recording machine. And I played some Top Gun. I will tell you who. Then I heard that maestro, I take him as my God. I know that he was very good. There's no doubt about that. But when I recorded and listened to myself first, I discovered that I was also not too bad. But who? Tell me one guru who advises his student that fire to the top master. Take his recording, beat him, kill him. I don't know. Who tells you? That is respect. The top guy. And he is also too late like you. So you have to do it yourself. Become your own guru. Practice you. Wisdom will come from inside you. You have basic training, some training. What little training you require to do the painting? The finest of painting you can draw. Supposing you leave all your, take your top painting, might have received several hours. How much of information required to do that? That's yourself you did it, no one else. So that's my point. Thank you. Okay, good. Any question? Yes. Oh, yes, please come.
My name is Ghanshyam Krishna, School of Physics. So I have one question which is, I think, totally out of ignorance, but I hope you don't mind. A lot of classical music is used in films, and to me it appears that the appeal of the classical music oriented songs in films is also because of the lyrics that are there. So it sort of appeals to you in terms of that. Whereas core raga music, as we call it, has more music than lyrics. It's my sort of naive differentiation. So would you agree that, or do you think that films are a way of popularizing classical music in some fashion? That is one question.
Yes, there are 2 points I see. One is appreciably you are getting more than the classical audio elements in film music. This is number 1. Number 2 is that whether this is helping classical music to get popular. Number 2 is, yes, I already gave a demo on that. I used that. Second thing is that we should understand that we are receiving some phenomena. We are approaching some phenomena, something happening, some event, something. Then we try to use whatever senses possible to use there. We have 5 senses only, unfortunately. We don't have 6 senses might be there, but mostly 5 senses. So when we see, for example, something like naive like music is happening, there's something, there are so many higher things can happen, then we shall mostly use our visual senses and oral senses, not only oral senses in case of a concert. When we are listening to a recording, then maybe oral senses are not in YouTube. So, we in the films, when there are visual senses, you can engage both your visual and oral senses, then it is easier for you to appreciate it. That's it. I think I answered to.
My other question is, what can the University of Hyderabad do to popularize this kind of music?
I told, my lecture is on that. Popularize, you have to. Okay, let me tell that. Somebody also tells that.
Sorry, I was not.
No, never mind. In summary, please correct me if I am wrong. I shall be glad if I am corrected. Nowadays, when you wish to communicate, means you are communicating with music, right? Then you should know the symbols that others understand. Music is not a universal language, it's a culture-specific language. So when you are communicating with music, you should know this universal language. If you know the universal language, then you can communicate with Koreans. Let me tell you a story, small story. I am an idiot in Japanese music, no doubt about that. I don't understand Japanese music. And in Kolkata, there is a Japanese team came, Koto and whatever, the drums and all. And it was a top auditorium and especially invited by the ambassador, Japan ambassador, and I was there. And that was top Koto player of the country. I could appreciate that. I was a fool, because I don't know, I'm not culturally, I was totally culturally ignorant, Japanese culture. But when the drums came, I loved it. Everyone clapped. Why? Because we could understand the symbols. So we must use the universal musical language. Then we shall be able to communicate. That I already discussed. Sorry. Thank you. So, question? Okay, good. So she said we have to wrap it up. Okay, thank you. This.